G'day guys, and welcome to a Let's Play of Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy. My name is Chris and I'm here on behalf of the Daily Joystick Podcast playing what is a reimagining of a classic series. And in particular a series that really started the whole journey of gaming for me. The original Crash Bandicoot was the first game I ever played as a kid. And it all just kind of snowballed from there. It's got such a massive place in my heart, and to be honest, to say that I'm really excited to play this is an understatement. I've been waiting so long for this series to be rejuvenated, to be reintroduced to the world of gaming. Crash Bandicoot as a mascot, as an icon, as a gaming memory has been dormant for so long, and it's good to see him back in his 4K gorgeous goodness on the PlayStation 4. So let's get into it. I'm super excited to start this off. This is the first I'm looking at it, so it's as new to me as it is to you guys. So I'm just so hyped. I just can't wait to get it started. So let's go. The loading screen is crazy. The legendary Aku Aku mask.
But Dr. Cortex, we haven't determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general. He will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time, I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex.
Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again. Capture him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female Bandicoot.
Wow. It brings back incredible memories. That whole intro scene I've probably seen 20 or so times in my lifetime. I've played the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games so many times over. So yeah, that's exactly how I imagined it would be. But I am a bit of a self-confessed Crash Bandicoot master, to be honest. Yeah, as I said, I've played this game so many times. But I've heard a few things like the new title is different and more difficult than the original title. So we're in for a bit of a ride. But this just looks incredible. Oh, wow. It looks incredible. I can honestly already say that Activision have done an amazing job so far with this, and it would be great to see Crash Team Racing come back as a HD remake or reimagining as well. That would be awesome fun. Let's breeze through this little corridor. Wow. The depth actually might take some time to get used to. It could be one of the few things that doesn't transition over that nicely. Don't get me wrong, they've done a great job here, but something. Oh, yeah, the depth is actually playing with me at the moment. Not to make any excuses, but it's definitely something I need to get used to. Kind of got to pay attention to kind of got to almost look at the ground as you jump. to kind of make sure you're getting across the gap. Normally take the hard route, which is always the right hand side in this level, which you spin. For those who haven't played, you actually spin the exclamation mark, which normally unlocks boxes or can disable nitro boxes. I don't think we're gonna get the whole lot. Oh man, I'm clearly a little bit rusty. So does he have the slide? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have the slide straight away. I don't even know, actually. Sorry, I'm just talking out loud here. I don't think he had the slide in the original game. I'm almost certain that he didn't. I think that was a Cortex Strikes Back inclusion. Let's see if we can get this. Oh yeah. I'll go around the other side and finish this off. See if we can get our first silver gem of the game, which is awarded to you for each level that you collect all the boxes, which is a nice little thing. And if you're a completionist, you would definitely go ahead and collect all the boxes. And in the second and third games, as you'll see along the line, if you collect the silver gems, and you can also run the level again for a time-based relic, which means basically there's a time that they set for the level, and you basically got to speed run through it for your best time. And the only way to give yourself more time is to spin time boxes, which come in a variety of seconds, 2, 3, 5 seconds, and it kind of pauses time for you as you go through. In fact, I just noticed. I just saw a little relic shadow. So maybe they've included relics for the first game as well, because the original did not have that. That was the second and third game thing. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, very neat so far. This is a beautiful looking game. And as I said before, it would have been a real challenge for Activision to actually transfer this game across to the modern game. It would have been a real challenge. But doing okay so far. I'm starting to get the hang of the depth of those gaps. Oh, just screwed it up there. But I'm getting there. Oops, that was close. You know, I never figured out how to actually, call me a newbie, but like, I never actually figured out how to make that visible. That one was one of the tricky ones. There's plenty more where you do get a platform to take yourself to another like kind of secret passage, but that's not one of them. I never actually figured that out. It would kind of just show up by random, and I never actually knew what I was doing to activate it. But this is just breathtaking. This looks incredible. I'd thought over the years, I've thought about like the idea of a remake so many times, and this is kind of how I pictured it. Just a lot prettier. Just keep the same formula, keep the same enemies, and that's exactly what this is. And honestly, this just looks like something that even players who never experienced this back in the day would really enjoy as well. If you're a platformer fan, this is the bread and butter. Oh, rookie mistake. Spinning a full box. Awesome. So far, so good. I do remember in some of these early levels, there was actually some gaps that you could. Let me just show you. I don't want to detract, but like down those holes, in one or two of the levels, there was like a little stone down there, and if you actually jump down into the gap, you would land on that stone and go to a secret passage. There were lots of secret passages that were like very hidden away, and you'd have to really go fishing or look up like a game guide to actually figure out where they were, because otherwise you would just jump over the hole and never see it again. So yeah, very creative level design. The Great Gate. This is where it starts to get slightly challenging. There's a lot of vertical traversal that you have to be doing, which can be a challenge sometimes. But we'll see how we go. I think we might be right. Oh, yes. So if you collect... Whoops, that was a mistake. If you collect 3 of those masks in a row, you actually get... similar to what you'd find in Mario with the star. It's like a small time of invincibility, which is kind of cool. Oh, I missed it. Oh man. I'm so rusty. It's hilarious. That's cool. I'm cool with that. I'll work my way into it. Oh, that was shocking. Oh, missed it. It's okay. I remember that being a lot higher, that life. But never mind. At least it's gettable this time around. Or maybe my mind is just a bit rusty. I just remember that being a lot more difficult to get. That monkey can actually, he rolls that way and then rolls back sometimes. I just can't remember when. Or if that's in the later levels. Ah, that's right. Ooh. There we go. See you later, old lady. This enemy here always gets new players, including myself apparently. No, it's kind of tricky. You have to encounter and almost die once before you actually figure that one out. Sweet bonus level. The bonus level music is just so catchy. It's imprinted in the back of my mind. Huh. Awesome. So far, so good. Well, that was close. Cool. I'd love to see in the comments, once this video's up, what you guys think of the game so far. Is it your first time playing? Is this a revisit to a classic childhood game? So yeah, let me know what you think, because I am loving it so far. It's exactly what I pictured it would be like. As a huge fan of the originals. So the boulders levels are actually in reverse. So as you can see, the camera kind of runs backwards as you run towards it. So it's a little tricky. It's kind of confusing to get used to, and you'll see in just a moment why it's such a frantic level. Yep. That boulder will not stop. Well, at least temporarily. But it will start again now. Look at his facial expression. That's great. Wow, this game is gorgeous. I can't say it enough. It looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. They've done such great work with this. Normally, honestly, like I'm sure I sound like a bit of a fanboy at the moment, but like normally I would reserve my judgment right to the end. But this is exactly what I wanted out of a remake. Awesome. Perfect level. Very nice. So I think the next level is upstream. Oh, I don't know if that's what it's called. Yeah, upstream. Because I know there's a few different levels. That's kind of how the game works. So they've got like a theme. So if like the Great Gate has its own little like vertical hijinks theme, and the upstream has its like the bouncing across the lake and creeks. And you'll see several levels of the same theme as you kind of play through. But yeah. Can be tricky. Oh. Like that. Kind of slipped up as I jumped. You can actually spin those fish enemies, but I just choose not to. Just easier to wait. Unless you're a speedrunner, then you might. Like that, I kind of had to because I mistimed my jump. So I'll kind of talk about PlayStation 1 and its significance to me as a gamer. So as I said before, Crash Bandicoot was my first ever game that I ever played. Apart from owning a few Tiger handhelds for those retro gamers out there, they were these little electronic games that were licensed for a particular theme or movie or other game. For example, I had an NBA Tiger handheld, but apart from that, Crash Bandicoot was my very first game. And for nostalgic purposes, I'll tell you the price of the game back then. It was $100, possibly even 110 actually. And I remember the times where games were that expensive. It's just not the case anymore. But yeah, it just blew my mind. Like I put the disc in, I set up my console, I put the disc in, and it just blew my mind. From like the first few levels that I played, I was like, there was no real reaction. I was just addicted and stuck to the TV. I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe how much fun I was having. And it honestly, to be very general, it kind of just snowballed from there. Like, I just loved the theme. every Crash game that came out after it, I wanted to play. And I actually even gave, I gave a lot of credit to the PS2 version. It was called the Wrath of Cortex. That was the first PlayStation 2 version. And then following with that was Crash Twinsanity. But for those who don't know, the Crash franchise kind of capitulated from there on in. There was a change of developers. So Naughty Dog was the original developers of this game. They're most famous now for the Uncharted series and The Last of Us. But they were the original developers, and I'm not sure, I don't know the full story, I really should, but whether they lost the rights or just didn't renew them. But Crash as a franchise and mascot was turned over to maybe Vicarious Visions and Activision. I can't remember. I remember Eurocom, whether that has any reference or significance. But I can't exactly remember. But it turned over a few different developers. It changed hands so many times. And it just got lost. And not only did it get lost jeez, I'm failing. Not only did it get lost as a franchise, but it got lost. Like the original ideas got lost. It's like a game of Chinese whispers. It just gets lost. And that's exactly what happened. And it's a little bit different to a really popular mascot like Mario, for example, because it's always been in the hands of Nintendo, and that just wasn't the case for Crash. He was no longer known as Sony's mascot, Sony PlayStation's mascot, I should say. It was more a case of Crash being released on all platforms, and it's a shame, but it's good to see him back, and it's good to see the first 3 games, the iconic games that started the whole series, back in a good way. So I'm really hoping that this kickstarts the franchise again. It's wishful thinking, I know, but it would be great. And it's great to see how many people are now just jumping on and grabbing a copy. People that play games, people that don't really play games. I even heard a story just recently. It might have been one of the guys from DJ that actually mentioned that one of their friends bought a new PlayStation 4 just for this game, which is just awesome. But yeah, I'll concentrate on beating this guy now. So enough chit chat. This is the first kind of mini boss. Even though he's not really a mini boss, it's kind of just whatever. Because we're not actually at the end of this island yet, so it's kind of like setting you up for the first boss, I guess. Oh my gosh. Wow. I can't, it's kind of difficult to jump on his back. There we go. I'm not sure why that was so tough before. There we go. Now we're in business. There we go. 2 more hits. Seems to be the way I'm jumping on him. Oh boy. I'm not sure why this is so difficult. I'll just stay in the same position. Maybe that will work. I'll stay on that side. Yeah. Must be the camera angles that's throwing me off. I don't know. I'll make any excuse under the sun. Stick on that side. Come on. 2 more to go. Oh, terrible. One more to go. Whoa, that's quick. That's gonna do it. Ah, that took that took way longer than it should have. Oh boy. But yes, boss 0.5 down. And now we'll have a few more levels for this island, and then we will hit the first boss. Actually, that's interesting. Coco's time machine. Let's take a look. That's new. That's definitely new. Do you want her to join your adventure? I'm going to keep it OG. I'm going to keep it OG and leave her behind this time. Sorry. Sorry, Coco. Because I don't know if that's her tagging along or we have to play as her. So, not taking the gamble. Oh boy. That's just rubbish. I've actually lost like 6 lives since Papu Papu, which is the first boss. First mini boss, I should say. Let's see if we can go on a clean streak. Oh boy, just as I said it. This is shocking. I should explain also for those newcomers to Crash Bandicoot. The mask kind of offers almost like a life within a life, I guess. So I've got one mask now. If I hit an enemy or make a mistake with the TNTs, like I'm about to now, basically you lose that mask but you're still alive. So it's kind of like a protection, I guess. Oh boy. That was embarrassing. Oh man, I'm just misjudging jumps all over the place. See if we can go. Wow, two lives left. This is going to be really embarrassing if I don't even get through this section. I'm getting impatient. That's the problem. All right. Alright, that was a good section. See if we can get across here. Nice. Damn it. I'm going for it. Cool. So far, so good. That's gonna drop. Yep. Now I have to wait for it to reappear. Ah, oh man. Misjudging the width of that rail. Kind of gotta do it all in one motion instead of staying there, I think. Oh boy. Oh boy. Damn, that was close. So I actually think, I think those holes back there, that's where the secret passage is. I'll have to go back over that and take a look. But I do distinctively remember like falling down one of the holes and it being being its secret passage. I just discovered it by accident. So, I think we're going to leave it there. That's going to do it for that part. Part one of a what's hopefully going to be an epic series. So, yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, if you're watching this, I really appreciate you stopping by and taking a look at the Let's Play I've got going. It's going to be a long one, so stay tuned. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And please hit us up on the Daily Joystick Podcasts Facebook page, facebook.com/Daily Joystick Podcasts. Thanks very much. See you next time.